Hi and a huge welcome to Steve's Kitchen. I love bananas, but when they've gone a little bit overripe like this, they're not great eating, but they're fantastic for cooking. And I'm going to show you today how to make a delicious banoffee crumble. Come down here, let's take these bananas. Now don't worry if there's a little bit of darkness or black bruising on the bananas. This will just add to the flavor, a little bit extra caramelization. We're just going to take these bananas and we're just going to slice them up and then lift the banana slices and drop them in the bottom of a pie dish or baking tray. Now I want a fair few bananas because they will break down when they're cooking, so I'm probably going to use at least 5 or 6. Actually, change of plan, I'm just going to slice these straight into the tray. Makes life a little bit easier. Now I'm just going to take a fresh lemon and I'm going to squeeze the lemon juice over the top. I'll catch any pips in my hand, just squeeze it over the top. Now this will impart an extra little layer of flavour, but it'll also stop the bananas from going any browner whilst we prepare our caramel sauce. Now with Christmas coming up, I'm keeping these lemon peels even though I've squeezed the juice out of them, and I'll show you why in the next video. Let's get on with the caramel. So we're going to make a simple caramel sauce. I've got 1 cup of granulated sugar into a pan, and we just add half a cup of water in there as well just to help the sugar dissolve. Turn our stove onto a medium high and we're just going to let this heat up, dissolve the sugar and then start to caramelize. You don't actually need to stir this while it's happening. Now the caramel sauce is going to take 10 or 15 minutes to come up to the temperature we need before we can add our cream. So let's get and make the crumble, and we're not going to skimp on the crumble. Everybody loves a lot of crumble. Come down here. Now in a bowl we're going to put 250 grams of flour. Now that's all-purpose flour. For those of you that use cups, that's about 2 cups of flour, and into that I'm just going to break up about 1 stick or 125 grams of softened butter. Now here's the bit I always love. We're just going to take the flour and the butter and we're just going to rub it together. And why we're doing this is because we want to actually coat the flour in butter and have like a breadcrumb, a very loose breadcrumb consistency. Now you could do this in a food processor, but to be honest, it's so simple to do this by hand. So there you are, just a minute or so and we've got this buttery, crumbly flour. Now we want to sweeten this, so we're going to add half a cup of granulated sugar, that's about 100 grams, and a last little toss through. Now I've been known to add a little cinnamon or nutmeg into the crumble as well. I haven't got it with me at the moment, but if you'd like to, go ahead. Now if you have a candy thermometer, we're looking to get about 175 degrees Celsius. That's about 350 Fahrenheit, and that will give us that lovely golden caramel color. If you haven't got a thermometer, just look at the sauce until it becomes a sort of nutmeg brown. Now you can see I'm getting very close to temperature. I'm going to turn off my heat now, let the caramel just settle a little bit. Now it's going to continue to cook, so we don't want it to settle too long, but you can see underneath there now the color is almost like a honey, a golden color. I want to add in, and be careful because this is going to fizz a lot. I've got half a cup of thick cream and we're just going to add it in there. And then with a spoon, we're going to stir this through. Now you are going to have this violent bubbling going on, but very quickly we're going to end up with a lovely caramel sauce. Now I'll just set that aside a little bit, let it cool down slightly. Now back to our bananas. We've got our crumble and our caramel sauce is ready to go on. Now we're just going to pour this over our bananas. And over the top of that, let's just get our crumble. I'll pop it into the center and we'll level it out in a second. Now I'm just going to use my fingers to push this up into the corner. I've preheated an oven, by the way, to 180 degrees Celsius, 350 Fahrenheit. Time to pop our crumble in the oven, about 25 minutes or so, but we're looking for a lovely sort of nutmeg brown on the top and probably see the juices bubbling through. Now it's been 25 minutes, and if smell alone could fill you up, you would be completely full at the moment. This is looking absolutely delicious. Now don't forget, this is caramel sauce and it's super hot. So even before you try tasting it, let it cool down a little bit. So time to tuck into this. I've got a little bit of vanilla ice cream with it. This smells so good, I can tell you. Get a little bit of that crumble as well. Here goes. Oh, that is so good. I'm going in for a second helping. Now, I urge you to give this banoffee crumble a try. It is so delicious. Be careful, it is a little bit hot, but get on and enjoy. Share the love, give this video the thumbs up, and I will see you very shortly. Don't forget those lemons.